Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Actually, we've been live, and Fred was gonna have to scrub through about 5 minutes of din in the room, but that's okay. He's good at that. So welcome. It's the Division 8 monthly membership meeting, which we're calling to order now. And if you didn't know, it's February 15th. Everybody signed. I heard Barb yelling at everybody. Is there anybody who didn't heed the warning? Okay, smart. Look at this. We have many new members this month, and one new member has joined us. Tim, could you stand up just a moment? We won't ask you to speak or make a speech, but just show everybody what you look like so they'll remember who you are. One of our new members, Tim Gallagher. Welcome, Tim. And you can see that we have a bunch of new members. We're actually up to 148 members as of February 1st. And we have some re-rails here too. And most of this is thanks to our friends at the Southern Indiana Railroad, or the SIRS, as we call them. Yeah. Oh, there's Barry. Hi, Barry. Anyway, they've become 100% NMRA club. They're the only 100% NMRA club in Indiana. So congratulations to them and welcome. Yes.
David had a comment.
David.
He's
always got a. He's always. Well, it's because he's embarrassed about having to come a minute late, but that's okay. We love Barry.
I'll start people walking back. We get in trouble.
He'll do it later. No, look, here's Eric. Joined a little bit late too, but Fred's got that handled. I don't see any visitors in the room today, but Bill and Ruthie are here, and they haven't been here in a while. It's good to see you, Bill and Ruthie.
And Ron?
And yes, Russell.
Yeah, hi. We have Randy Kaufman joining us today.
That's right. Randy asked to join the meeting today. Hello, Randy. That's good. Thank you, Ross.
Uh-huh.
I'll say that again. Nice to see you guys again.
There he is. Nice to see you, Randy. All right. How many would like Rick to read the minutes from the last meeting? Everybody's read them online, all right? Excellent.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes that's posted online.
Second.
That's Fred and Al Goodman. Ward second goes to Al Goodman. Thank you, Al. All those in favor of?
Aye.
Any opposed? Excellent. Treasurer's report. Mike Berry. Oh, Mike's not here today. Mike, you won't believe this. I think that's where he is. Mike was in Cabo. He couldn't join us. He'd rather go to Cabo than come to a Division 8 meeting. I just don't get it. Anyway, I'll read the treasurer's report. And did you get a copy, Rick? You got a copy. Emailed you a copy, right? Okay, expenses. Any questions about the treasurer's report?
Motion to approve.
By Stan White. Thank you. We have
Second.
my friend David Mertz. He likes to have his name, I think, in minutes. So thank you, David. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Okay, and then committee reports, and I'm gonna do member welfare too. We had two of our members. Both are back standing upright though, but two of our members, Tom Gunther, was hospitalized again. Once again, he likes to get those gift cards. So besides that, he had the flu, right, Fred?
Check.
But he's better now. Back up, going strong. And Mark Norman had a couple of cuts, as we call them in the business. But he's also, when you see him, ask him how he's been doing, and he'll have some stories to spin for you, some exciting stories. But Mark is also well, and both received gift cards and get well cards. So we wish them continued recovery. Monthly modeling contest, Barry, I think that's you.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We did non-steam power this month and had 5 entries and some great variety this time around. So we had a couple of honorable mentions. We had Bob Frankron with his Southern Railway Fantasy, taking an F-45 and giving it a really great Southern paint job there. And we had Al Goodman. Did I say something wrong?
No,
Oh.
somebody asked the question.
I was asking if that was the black or the green.
It's the
Oh.
black tuxedo, yes.
Black tuxedo, yes. And then Al Goodman, something really unique is the amusement park monorail there in his budding amusement park on the railroad. So, my first job was at Disneyland in California. I worked my way through college there. So that is ultra cool right there. I've never actually seen the kit, which you can buy at the parks, put into a layout that way with the great concrete look and everything.
It's actual scale, isn't it?
It's near,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
189.
Yeah,
It's right.
I've seen it before.
Very interesting. Okay, so for third place today for non-steam power, we had Randy Griggs with his S-scale 3D printed SW 1001. So a lot of scratch building went into that.
It's over there for anybody to look at one too.
Okay, thanks, Barbara. Yeah, we've got it on display here today, so that's awesome. Good job. Okay, for second place today, we had Bob Kukler, MMR, and he did a Milwaukee Road Doodlebug. So congrats to Bob for that in N scale. And then finally, our first place winner today for non-steam power is Ed Brennan, MMR, with his U.S. Air Force S1 switcher, which amazingly, there, and here's the certificate. So
Nobody will realize it's me.
So here's something to keep it from getting warped and everything.
Thank you.
So we'll make sure that that gets to Ed. So anyways, he shared in his notes about this that he actually ran that locomotive, that very number in his career with the military. So that's pretty cool.
They carry a nuclear bomb?
I don't know, maybe it was nuclear powered and we didn't even know it. It might have been some experiment or something.
I bet you didn't get it off the ground.
Yeah,
It
could
was Sachs
actually,
only engine, huh?
could actually take off. So next month, we're doing structures. So we're looking forward to seeing all different kinds of structures from our modelers. And then just wanted to share with you all, one of our members gave us some great feedback this week about the photos that you all submit with your entries. So we wanted to make a clarification on that. On the entry form that you use when you make your entries, it shares 1 to 3 photos. So what is a photo? A photo is a single image, okay? It's not a composite where you have a few images put beautifully together, and it's not a mosaic where you have like a little mosaic of images. It's a single image, and it's okay to stack the images to get depth and all of that. That's fine, but we just wanted to clarify that. So if you have more than one image in your image, then you got to go 2 or 3 instead of just 1. Any questions about that at all? Okay. Well, thank you guys. And I'll put that in the notes too for the pie card so everyone in the membership will know. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Since David called me out on it, I'm gonna call you out and you sign in.
Okay, I will do that.
Has there been any thought maybe in the future of using video?
Oh, well, that's something for the committee to consider. So one of the things is to power that, in terms of our IT. So I'm not going to hold out a whole lot of hope, but.
The next problem we have is which 3 pictures.
Yes, it's true. It's really true. I mean, a lot of times you want to share the prototype image as well as your model, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a challenge. So
The contest committee will get together and have some discussion on that. I've been thinking the same thing, Al, that I've been waiting for somebody to maybe throw a video in. And one of the contests, I was looking the other day online, and some contests in the past, there was a video that somebody submitted and nobody said anything. So
Okay.
maybe it must be okay then.
it has.
I mean, we need to the thing is because it's a virtual contest, we need to make sure that it's doable for all folks. Because it can be an advantage. It's not too hard to make a video, but we'll have to make sure and have some discussion about it.
Okay,
Well,
thank
we
you very
already
much.
had one submitted, and we already have precedent. There is no discussion.
Well, we'll take it a little further. It's always good to talk about things. That's always a good thing. Okay, have a good day, everybody.
There are no restrictions about photos in the actual contest rules. The restrictions about photos came about to present the contest online. So, and that remains the case. It's really not so much a contest rule as it is to make it viewable for everyone. Because the idea is we're trying to make it virtual so everybody can see.
Right, the rule just says refer to the instructions. It's an open rule in the contest rules.
Of course, in the photos contest we have in September, the requirement there is the ask there is to just for one photo for each category,
Right.
prototype or
Yeah.
model. And we usually try and remind you of that.
Right.
Check the pie card. Barry always spends his time to update us there. And of course, check the show and tell table there. We have a couple of items there today. One is what do you call that thing, Johnson?
Galloping goose.
Galloping goose. Thank you, John. And also, those of you who are Groups IO members or someplace I mentioned, we have some catalogs today from our member. Rick Geertz was online, he's a NMRA partner. And this is his 2020-25 catalog, so it lists everything he has for sale. Of course, not everything is in stock, but most of what he has is in stock. If you'd like one of these, stop by at the break or after the meeting and take one with you. There's no pictures, it's just a list of what he has. But he has a very good website, which you can access from here. And there's pictures of all his items on his website.
No,
Who said that?
not everything's got pictures on the website.
Well, maybe you can help him with that. Most things have pictures.
95% of the items do have pictures.
Yeah, 95%, many. And of course, Rick will be at our train show with 2 tables where you can see the stuff and touch it and hand him some money and take some home. If you'd like a copy of his catalog, please take one. And a few business cards here as well. Russell,
I'm here. Show me a slide.
Hi.
There you go. Thanks. Thank you. So today we're very pleased to have Bill Brown with us. Bill's the guy on the right. He's going to tell us about his LARC graphics. And if you don't know what that is, that Bill has compiled a ton, and I do mean a ton, of photographs that you can buy from him that has just about every type of a backdrop that you would want to have, mountains, streams, fields, oil refineries. So Bill's going to tell you all about that today in a little more. So next month we have our own Robert Huffman, and if you don't know, Robert's been working on his new layout, and so he'd like to pass along his hand lane track, and not too many people out there anymore hand lay tracks. So start to finish. So this should be a very interesting program again next month. And if you want to get things done on your layout, I've said this before, you got to give yourself a deadline. And what a better way to give yourself a deadline is to have your layout open to the members some Saturday after our meeting. So do consider that. And today, Rick Maloney has opened up his house and his layout to us, and there'll be some more fine points there at the library for you. Rick wanted me to tell you that there is a conventional door which most of you will enter, but if anybody today feels energetic, athletic. Rick will lower the rope from the window there and you can come in that way. So next month, our Stan White's going to take off his serving apron and put on his host hat and opened up his layout. So, you guys, there's two very nice layouts to see today and next month. So we'll look forward to that. And again, if you want to give yourself a deadline, tell me when you'd like to have your open house, and the heat will be on you. Ron, I'll send it back to you.
That's making me hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
But there'll be lunch served, right?
Stand serving, serving dinner or lunch or.
I'm gonna give you a cookie and a coke.
Okay.
It was a Division 8 picnic a few years ago.
Yeah.
In Salem.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
If I-
I remember that.
If I haven't told you, the train show is next month, 4 weeks from today
You're kidding.
at 10 o'clock
4 weeks
in the
from
morning.
today.
So, and we need people to help out. We don't have many people that have signed up to help take the garbage out after the show, which I don't understand. I mean, why wouldn't you want to sign up for that task?
I'll do it.
Who said that? Oh, I might have known. Thank you, Don. If you're available after the show, we could use a few people. That's it? Well, we're adjourning the meeting, but it's time for back to basics. And with that, I'll move. And Fred will speak about one of my favorite subjects.
Derailers,
Derailers.
that's right. So raise your hand if you know the answer to this question. Why would you want to derail a locomotive or a piece of rolling stock?
Keep from killing someone.
Okay. You owe me $1 because you didn't follow instructions. Your hand came up first.
Well, the derails I've seen are generally on sidings that are not below the main line of the ice. The car starts to roll toward the main line, it goes through the derail and falls off the track before it blocks the main line.
Excellent answer. Give him one of these. Lombard Hobbies at the Amherst show was handing out these business cards, and nice little piece of metal here. And there's an N scale, track gauge, HO scale, track gauge, and a wheel gauge for HO and N as well. So there you go. Don't know if you'll ever use it, but it's kind of a cool little thing to have. Oh, look at that. Someone's got one right there. All right. So again, why would you want to derail a car or a locomotive? We've talked about that a little bit. I'm going to go in a little more detail. Talk about a couple prototype examples and some model railroad options you might have depending upon your scale. Exactly what we heard. Okay. Keep equipment for making unauthorized movements. I guess that must be the business word. Mike Berry didn't correct me on that, so it must be correct. Sidings, junctions, crossings. Okay. Is there a question? Oh, is there a question? No? Okay, good. Thanks. When you're approaching a hazard, such as a bridge or a dead end. So on Jack Burgess's HO scale Yosemite Valley Railroad, he has several derails before you approach bridges. And the crew has to stop, make it not a derail anymore, continue on, and then reset the derail when they continue on. Because that's the way the Yosemite Valley really did it. Why before a bridge? Well, there might be people on the bridge, and in the case of the Yosemite Valley running up the Merced River, you never know what might be happening with that bridge, especially in the springtime. Might not be there anymore. There might be rocks on it, might be who knows what. So it's a potential damage versus potential risk. If a car runs onto that derail, if a locomotive runs into that derail, there's going to be damage. But the damage from that is likely much less significant than if it ran away or went into some area where it was unauthorized to move. So why would we do it? Well, we want to more closely replicate the prototype in some cases, and in some cases, for a layout owner, slow down the operations and add a little bit to the play value. Now, there's some model railroads in Florida that I operate on a couple times a year when we go down to visit relatives and hit the RPM in Cocoa Beach. They got derails. Does it add a lot to it? No, but it sure makes you think. And when you get all done, you're not only checking to make sure you got all the cars on the switch list, you're also checking to make sure you got that end of train device, the Fred, and you're also checking to make sure that you flipped all the derails back, because the layout owner will come and talk to you if you didn't. It just adds to the play value. It's kind of cool, actually. And there's a couple of examples, and there's a bunch of examples out there. You know, you want to see some yourself, go to your favorite internet browser and just search, you know, railroad derails, or derailers. Don't do derails, because then you get a list of videos where cars have derailed, but derailers, and there's a ton of them down there. The one on the left is one of the ones that I see modeled mostly, especially in 3D printing. I'll show you a couple examples, but the other one is just as valid. Okay, so it's either a multi-use. You don't have to think, how do I need a left or a right here? You just plop it down and it does whatever. Then on the one on the right, it's got to be either left or right. Split rail, catch points, trap points. Not so common in the US. Now, I didn't say not used at all, just not so common in the US, much more common in Europe. At least that's what I've found by talking to my European model railroad friends, but it does happen. So you can model these as well. HO scale stuff, you can do it yourself, of course. You can 3D print it. You can try and scratch build it. Oh my goodness. I suppose in G scale it'd be a whole lot easier than HO doing a scratch built derail. There are in-scale 3D prints out there. There's some S-scale stuff out there also. And I've actually got the links down here if anybody's really interested. Fire up the video that'll be out on YouTube by Monday morning, and you'll be able to see what that link is. But the first one is from Colts 3D. So you could download that. You could print it yourself. And the one on the right is from Thingiverse. They're out there. You could do it yourself, or you just go buy it from someone. And a lot of manufacturers out there. I did check Rick's RJ Details catalog online, and as far as I can tell, he's not yet making any derails. If he was, I'd have a picture of his derail up here, but as far as I know, he's not. But JL Innovative, Yelton Bottles have these, the single-sided, and then MacRail that we know has this double. Our good buddy from Rail Express, Dan Hennell, actually has some for sale as well. His are all painted and finalized and so forth. You can just plop them down the railroad, rock and roll, ready to go. So if you ever make a trip up to Rail Express in Carmel, Indiana, he's got them out there on the table. He'll sell them for you. I think they're $2 a piece. So there are several out there. S scale also. So they're out there. You just got to go look for them, find them, and so forth. More information and photos. There's some links for you to go out and take a look at. There's some really good stuff there, especially on the Aldonco, ALDONCO, the middle one. Just tons and tons and tons of photos of derails on the prototype, mostly from the East Coast, but there are some from across the US as well. So that's what we want to talk about. Again, 5 minutes, real quick, in and out on derails for Back to Basics. Any other questions, comments, historical allegory? You don't have to raise your hand.
When you use these derails on your layout, because it literally derails.
It will derail your, yes, it will.
Yeah, I
Yes.
guarantee you that I've done it on Dan and Elsie.
They will, yes, they will. Yes, sir.
With regards with when you operated on these,
Uh-huh.
how exactly did you said you had to wait a little bit before you went over these things?
Oh, no. Oh, no. So they're on a hinge.
Okay.
Okay. So they're on a hinge. So normally it's down and looking like, looking like this. Okay. So it's down. If you look real close in there, you can see there's a little metal rod in here, and then there's a hinge. So all you do is you take your uncoupling pick, flip it open, and then it just flips open. You can drive right across, and there's no interference at all.
Good.
Unless there's low-hanging equipment, and then, that's another issue.
Okay.
Okay. I think we're done, Ron.
Thank you, Fred.
All right, I'll go set my timer for 5 minutes.
Set your timer for 5 minutes, please. And folks, take a 5-minute break if you want the RJ Details catalog.